We're starting a fresh new account, new gamer tag, 25 Packer, 25 Viking. Theme team, new offense, new defense. We got up to level 90. I was drilling this replay challenge over and over and over again. Because otherwise, I just think that these are like when most people leveled up. Oh, an 88 Trent Williams. Okay. Okay, I see you, EA. That's cool. In pieces. Thank you very much, EA. Ooh, we get an ultimate legend here. This could be good. Oh, Derek Thomas. Okay. And Mitchell Schwartz. And the last one, Lights. Cliff Harris 93. Well, I would think that has to be the move. That's a full legend. Best team lineup. So now we're in 82. Okay. So just by running through solos that I'm going to do before the next episode, build out on MUT Team Builder, my lineup. What's up, guys? It's the Wolfman coming at you today with another episode of No Money Spent. Back here today from our last episode where we took you guys all the way up to level 90. We got those level up rewards, and our next step was going to be to grind some head-to-head seasons. Yeah, I wanted to sandbag at first, so I got my matchup rating really low, and then from there I was going to be able to beat up on some opponents and get some good rewards as we move up the Madden tiers. And we were able to do so. We're at All-Star right now, which is great. The rewards are pretty good, and I'm going to continue to grind. But first, we need to invest in our team a little bit here, so I wanted to take you guys through a couple of different things. First, I wanted to show you the team that I put together on MUT using their team builder module and show you guys what the end product is going to be. What I build in this video isn't going to match exactly what I put together in the team builder. One, we don't have enough coins to do that, but two, there are better budget options for this point in the process that we're going to go ahead and use. One example of this would be our end goal is Patrick Peterson, 96 overall. Now, he is a great corner, 97 speed on a non-theme team. Perfect for what we need because the Packers and Vikings don't have a plethora of cornerbacks. There's basically two, Jair and Charles Woodson. But for this particular moment in time, we don't have enough for that Patrick Peterson. So Dante Jackson is a good substitute. He's very cheap. But without further ado, let's get into the video. And before we start off today's video, guys, go ahead and please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It would make a great deal to me. Our coin sponsor, Capital MUT, is also offering 50,000 coin giveaways for every video in this series for people that like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So please do so. If nothing else, go ahead and do it for a chance to win some coins and then unsubscribe later. It's totally cool. It's fair. But I hope you guys enjoy the content enough to stick around. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, first I just wanted to show you that we are indeed on All-Star. By sandbagging our first few games, we're able to stack some wins to get up to a pretty decent tier where you're going to get better rewards. Like I said, I think that's a good tip for anybody starting a new account. It's not against terms of service. If it goes against your values, go ahead and don't do it. But I think, again, it's a pretty decent way in order to stack some wins and get better rewards. And again, do that by losing your first few games. Alright guys, so I'm just going to quick sell what I had here from a few more games just so we know what our budget is. And yeah, basically I'll take you guys through some of our pulls. We got blessed in a few packs. We pulled a 93 Redux Joe Montana that we can go ahead and sell. A couple of other another team standout or team diamond. I think team standout pull there. A few legend pieces that we can go ahead and sell. So overall, not terrible pack luck. I think most of these cards we already had in the last video, but again, just kind of wanted to go through the binder if there were any rewards that I had gotten packs for. Now, when I have a quick sell option, I'm taking that 100% of the time. No money spent. I just can't afford the risk. Honestly, pack luck, boom or bust, mostly bust. So we're taking the sure coins. That is a tip for no money spent players just starting out. Take the coins. You can do better on the market. You get to pick what you want. Alright guys, so taking you over to the lineup where, like I said, over on MUT, you're able to use a team builder where you're able to go ahead and scheme out your lineup. I think it's a highly useful tool to basically see what's out there. Also, other players have put together theme teams that you can leverage just so you can see what's out there for your particular team. I highly recommend taking a look at that as well. Google blank theme team and Madden 21 and you should be able to find it. So again, we're going to go with Packers and Vikings. Again, the end goal here where we have mostly Packer offensive line, Jermichael Finley. But then once you get to the wide receivers and the skill positions, that's where the Vikings really shine. You got Randy Moss, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Dalvin Cook, Randall Cunningham. That's who I'm going to use my 97 pass on. I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be running a different offense than I typically have in this video series, and that's going to involve an escape artist quarterback with recuperation, kind of getting glitchy with some RPOs. Also, he gets hot route master, so that will give me flexibility when I selected a lineup. Even if that offensive formation doesn't have great stock routes, we'll be able to use hot route master and create some pretty cool plays. Now on the defensive side of the ball, the one thing that the Packers and Vikings lack are a lot of safeties. Now we just got Darnell Savage today, which I'm super excited about, and that will likely take the place of Isaiah Simmons. Derwin James should just be on every team. He's absolutely a terrific value. He only requires training for his last step, so that's really cool. His stats are off the charts. Definitely an end game safety. But Isaiah Simmons, now that I have Darnell Savage, probably not essential to have. Probably switch that out just to stay truer to the theme team. Going a little bit more in depth, Adrian Amos is going to have a great card on a theme team. Ted Hendricks is nice. Ahmad Brooks is very athletic. He'll be rushing off the end for me. Then my true defensive ends, like my defensive tackles on my formation, you're going to look at Reggie White. Now I'm going to power him up as far as he can go before his final piece, and that's going to be an important concept to learn when you're building a budget squad. To me, getting the traits of the players that you want on the field are very important. So for instance, Reggie White has terrific traits. He has a bull rush, clutch, high motor. All those traits are yes, so he's going to play above his rating. And if you want to see your players traits, go ahead on MUT. It lays it out. There's a section that it discusses. Actually, let's just go right over there. So if you're looking at Rhodes here, Xavier Rhodes, you see down in here the player's traits. So you're looking for as many yeses as you can get, like big hitter, strips balls, strips the ball, clutch, high motor. These are things that no matter what overall the player is, they're going to have these. And by leveraging the fact that power-ups can go up to their final tier using mostly training and some lower overall cards that hopefully at this point of the year are pretty inexpensive, you can get a lot of good value by powering up cards to the tier below their final tier. That's what I'm going to do a lot, and you're going to see that in my first lineup just to save a lot of coins, but yet still get the players I want on the field, like Randy Moss. He's just a glitchy card. You just know that he's going to make catches that other wide receivers don't make, and it doesn't really matter that he's not quite as full overall because he still has his traits and he's still his card. Like, it's still Randy Moss on the field, whether it's his final tier or not. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring you over to the spreadsheet that I created. This is getting to be pretty darn nerdy, but it is what you have to do if you're no money spent to make sure that you're maximizing your resources. So essentially what I did was I broke down the entire final roster and what those cards are currently going for. And that's how I plan my power-up passes and some solos that I should be doing and what card I should be selecting. So for instance, I talked about powering up cards to one tier below their final grade as a way to save coins. I think Reggie White is a great example of this. His Series Redux still goes for like over 600,000 coins on PS4. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to upgrade him all the way until his tier before you add the final card, because it's still Reggie White. He's still going to play well. And to be honest, he plays defensive tackle for me. His stat boosts for that final tier, not as big of a deal as, let's say, a Randy Moss. I still think that Randy Moss on the field with lesser stats is better than a card with the same stats and not Randy Moss. But wide receiver speed is much more important than defensive tackle speed, even though you'd like to have speed everywhere. So you're really not sacrificing too much by having a defensive tackle below the final. As you see there, Deion Sanders, you can go ahead do the 50 solo, so I plan to do that to get him. Derwin James, he's got that training option, pretty affordable. Isaiah Simmons, probably going to become Darnell Savage, to be honest, like I said before, but also, we'll just go ahead and buy him. Thankfully, Darnell Savage is a training reroll, so hopefully he's not too expensive. Jair ended up being a pretty expensive 95, so I'm going to go ahead and use my power-up pass on him. Adrian Amos, team standout. There are solos to get a freebie there. You don't get their power-up And again, power up is not involved in this spreadsheet. Usually they're pretty cheap, pretty inexpensive. Same with training. Not a huge deal I left that off, but just keep in mind that that is in fact a cost that you're going to incur. I think that this lineup is going to cost me about 3.6 million coins in total to create, even after the solos and the power-up passes. At the same time, that's like a really nice team. And I have about, 950k right now. That's about half of an offense. But what you'll see is, after I go through and I buy these power-ups and kind of like power them up as far as I can, we're going to be a lot closer than you might think. And I'm going to go ahead, after going through and doing this, I'm going to show you guys what I end up with. And that's going to be basically what we're going to use in one head-to-head seasons when we're really trying to grind it out, and then weekend league, which you can catch on stream. Link is in the description. I stream on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with this team. So go ahead, if you're enjoying the series, please hop on over and enjoy it with me, because I think it's a great way to show everyone that you don't have to spend a lot of money. And even, yes, you do have to spend time, but at this time of the year, you can build a great team in a short period of time. This account is still less than a week old, and we have high aspirations. I know the team doesn't look it yet, but we're going to come around. I'm going to go ahead, get busy, start building the squad, and we'll check in a little bit later.